Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Steer clear of the Black Hills. Some weird stuff happens up there. Return of the Werewolf. This is the first sequel in Guy's Werewolf trilogy, and it's quite the doozy. It was also re-released, and I have it. Just go to Amazon and buy it because Guy's back, baby. I mean, his books are. So thank Tara and her team. The plot. The body of Philip Owen is dug up and seemingly brought back to life by devil worshippers or something akin to that. However, it's not all as it seems. And as witnesses and savaged carcasses pile up, it becomes apparent that there may be two werewolves, and not just one. Is this true? Is it not? Read and find out. It's on Amazon. Go for it. Fetch. This book is not amazing, but it does do some things that were uncommon or not really looked upon with praise back in the day. This does feel like a continuation more than just a middle chapter in the trilogy. And it really does its own thing when compared to the first book, Werewolf by Moonlight. The mystery of who or whom are the werewolves is built up like crazy. And you just get the sense of what the hell's going on up there in those crazy Black Hills. It's got some red herrings, but it all makes sense for the reader and the characters by the end. Guy N. Smith is a pulp writer. Therefore, his writing is not for everyone. His books are well written, but they are stripped down to the basics. And that's what I sometimes have a hard time with. His books are very enjoyable, but they are a bit run-of-the-mill cliche and a bit too predictable at times. All that being said, this is somewhat of a different approach to what he usually did before. And I am still uncertain about how I feel with these changes. Without giving away too many spoilers, the werewolf in question is different. It's not what you're really expecting. Not like Night of the Werewolf. In fact, it is even further removed from that style. All is revealed in the last 20 pages or so. With the returning slew of characters from the first book, that means old storylines and feelings are brought back. Gordon Hall has a wife now, yet still feels the need to sleep with Margaret Gunn, even though his wife is expecting to be a mother soon. Like, what the hell, Gordon? Not to mention, Margaret has a pretty hairy encounter with the werewolf, and things turn dark. So there's that. I can say that this is one of Guy's better twists, at least from what I've read so far. And as in best, I mean I wasn't expecting it. The way this one is handled could have had the reader put the book down.
Something you said threw me. Stupid.
However, I was engaged enough to want to see it through. This is a very grim and sadistic book. The werewolf is out for revenge and blood. Now, it may be a story killer for the way this book is handled, based on the twist, but it was written well enough to keep me engaged. I was at least intrigued by what I was experiencing. It's like Smith was testing the waters with Werewolf by Moonlight. Now he's going all out. The werewolf wants revenge. Cut and dry. You know who else wants revenge? Gordon Hall, as well as a man simply known as the Lurker, who has lived in these woods all his life and is barely ever seen by anyone. There are some ominous descriptions of this lurker. His intents, his plans, it's handled very well. Gordon also aggravates the lurker by setting off his traps. The whole hermit angle is quite unsettling. Imagine a man living far from town, in the woods. He knows more about you than you do him. It's a dark look at one's vendetta against humanity, small town life, and the law. The motive for the lurker is still the same, though. Revenge. Another aspect that is similar to the first book is its atmosphere. It's like the first, but darker. It opens in the graveyard. It's quite unsettling. Philip Owen's body being uncovered, the animals around the surrounding area are skittish. PC Winters and Sergeant Ford return and offer more to the story. In terms of the hunt, they're there for pretty much everything. Gwyn returns and is accompanied by a helping hand, Tom. He's a bucked-toothed redhead who has a problem with hearing instructions being given to him. Not the hearing part, he just doesn't like to hear instructions. At all. Period. No. Victor Gunn is here as well, and is understandably pretty pissed at Gordon Hall for coming back. And the whole sleeping with his wife part of it. He did it once. Shame on me. He did it twice. Fuck you. There's a lot of revenge in this book, isn't there? Well, you would think that would lead to tons of bloodshed. And for the gore, there's a couple of bloody claws. It does not have an incredible amount of bloodshed. In fact, the body count is even less than the first. It's like 2, maybe 3, depending on how you count. I know it's 1, 2, 3, but in terms of who killed who, or who killed what. It's more about the mystery and less about the slaughter. Even though the first book had a low body count, it was still intense with its savage kills. Here, it's pretty mundane. There is an awesome comeuppance by the end, but I can't speak about it because it's a full-on spoiler. Even Remus, Gordon's dog, gets a chance to shine. Good boy. Overall, while the first book was more fun, this has a better atmosphere, I feel. The mystery is stronger than the carnage. However, I think there is enough depravity to satisfy. Still, I would like to have had to be able to have read more gruesome deaths, or at least more detail, but the more bit of mystery was enough to satisfy, I guess. And that's going to do for this video, guys. You have been watching Sharkhouse Entertainment, and I have been your host, Brian Gatto. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always,